Hey there, Fuel members. This is Brian Bailey bringing you another What They Don't Tell You and a Blueprint special. So I released a video yesterday about knowledge base, some basic things we talk about: target line, target, shot cones, stock shots, things along that. Kind of building our knowledge of what we need to understand to be better prepared and make better decisions off the golf course, getting ready for the event, and on the golf course during. So the blueprint is actually kind of our representation of using math to be a little bit more prepared going into the golf course and actually attacking the golf course. So let's look first at what we kind of see the blueprint being, kind of an overview, and then we're going to go into the math of the blueprint and how we're able to use fingers to apply this math to make things a little bit easier. So without further ado, the GameForge Blueprint Math Special. So what is the GameForge Blueprint? Well, the way we define it is all great performances start with a well-defined plan. You must create a specific game plan to defeat the golf course and the elements. One must maximize strengths, put yourself in positions you can succeed at, while limiting weaknesses. Avoid the areas, if you can, where you might struggle. And let GameForge Blueprint help you in your planning. Our training evolutions show you the average frequency and dispersions for each club in the golf bag. We give you dispersions from the golf course, and we have tons of drills that show you what your average dispersion from the hole is. And we'll take those numbers and apply it to the yardage books pre-round. So now we can go to your yardage book, we can map it out with a protractor, or you can even start to use a lot of the apps out there that allow you to kind of work your way around a golf course. And this is also very transferable to play because you can actually use your fingers to kind of show you to the dispersion. So you can actually react to conditions or missing a target by simply holding up your fingers. The blueprint will basically give you a path to success. So for some of you, this still might seem a little murky, but as we keep rolling out video after video, the blueprint is going to make perfect sense, and you'll see how to adapt to the golf course in real time. Basically bring Trackman on the course without having to do so. So the first thing we're going to do is just some basic math, finger dispersion math formula. So what we're going to actually use, kind of like aim point, if you use this for green reading, is using your fingers to be able to show dispersion, lateral dispersion from the hole or a certain target. So inside of aim point on the putting green, you hold up fingers. It shows you the lateral dispersion of aim for you to be able to hit the correct break to go into the hole. Well, we're going to kind of apply this on the golf course. It's a little different, but the math is very similar, right? So the finger dispersion formula is really simple. Tangent, which is tangent times finger totals, how many fingers you're going to use, equals distance from the target line divided by yards. So just to go ahead and once again to drop some geometry on you, and for some of you, I understand that you don't know much about geometry. Don't know much. Now, anyways, I'm a terrible singer, I know. So from this, what we're going to look at is the finger. So each finger is roughly, 2 fingers is 4 degrees, so each finger is roughly 2 degrees. So if we apply this, so tangent at 2 degrees, because we're using 2 fingers at 100 yards, equals about a 7-yard dispersion. So at 100 yards, if you hold up 2 fingers on the flagstick to the right, that's going to actually show you that you're roughly 7 yards from the pin at 100 yards. And actually, that is a pretty normal dispersion depending on player and shot shape at very high levels. So what we went ahead and did is just to make life a little bit easier is we did 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, 5 finger, and I went ahead and ran the tangent math for you so you don't have to do it, right? So at 50 yards, a tangent at 1.8, tangent 2, which is 1 finger, is a 1.8 yards average from the hole, where 5 fingers is averaging 9 yards from the hole. What I also did is I just took some proximities. This was an old proximity chart I had from 2013, but it's pretty true today as well as even 10 years ago. These yardages really hold up. So you can see at 100 yards, the average proximity for tour player was 6 yards from the hole, which if you look, what we just talked about, 7 yards is 2 fingers, right? So what you really start to see is the average proximity, 50 yards, 100 yards, 150, and 200, really mirror the 2-finger dispersion. So if you're an elite player, advanced player, tour player, 2 fingers is your average dispersion for the majority of your iron approaches, right? If you're at a higher level, inside of that, a developing player, we might be getting out to 3 and 4 fingers, right? Or if you're just roping it, or the best in the world, best proximities on tour. So these are people that are just like the outliers. So you can see that 1 finger really kind of mirrors a lot of the things that they're doing. So a 1 finger dispersion, really, really tight to the pin. So again, what finger dispersions allow you to do is actually see your cone, what dispersions look like from your target, and gives you a sense of where your ball will probably end up. We're going to talk more about training, more how to apply this, more how to take this to the golf course, but I wanted you to understand the math and how these fingers can actually predict proximity cones from the hole. Once again, talking shot cones and your ability to put it inside of that zone. So again, this is just a short kind of backfill video inside of the GameForge blueprint. Kind of brought you the idea of what the blueprint is. It's starting to use finger dispersions to be able to map out and attack a golf course, and we will bring you more videos on that here in the coming days. But again, this is a great video to understand the math of why the fingers work on the golf course. I hope this was helpful, and like I said, be watching out the next couple days for more information coming from the blueprint.